Today I want to talk about something called the FIRE movement. And no, it's not this kind of fire, it's more like this kind of fire. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The FIRE movement has some fairly drastic principles, chiefly of which saving and investing up to 70% of your income in order to shave decades off of your retirement age. One of the main reasons people never actually achieve FIRE is that they're just not willing to put in the sacrifices of living on such a low percentage of their income. So the main objective of FIRE is that the income that your investments produce should be able to cover your living expenses. So this means that you're still going to have to maintain that frugal living style well into your retirement. So currently in this example, John has a €20,000 per year living expenses, which would mean that he would need approximately €525,000 invested based on the 3 to 4% rule of FIRE. The idea of the 3 to 4% rule is that you should be able to take 3 to 4% out of your portfolio every year to be able to live on without touching the principal and still giving your money opportunity to grow. So while retiring after an extremely short working career sounds great, there are a few downsides of FIRE. Number one being that you need to maintain a very low cost of living for the long term unless you either go back to work or significantly increase your investment returns. Number two, meaning that in poor market conditions this can really affect people who are practicing FIRE, as you're eating away at the principal of your portfolio. If your portfolio is stagnant or loses value over a decade, which has happened previously in the past, this can really affect your overall portfolio and wealth. Inflation is another massive thing to consider when practicing FIRE. You'll see earlier in our example we had John spending €20,000 per year, but let's say he's retired for 30-40 years, then obviously that 20k will increase as time goes on, as the price of goods and services increase with inflation. A lot of people end up attempting FIRE and become frustrated and end up burning out as they think they have unrealistic expectations of what they'll be able to achieve in a short period of time. And a lot of people won't even be able to attempt FIRE due to their geographical location and the economic situation in their country. So I hope I haven't discouraged you too much from the idea of achieving financial independence. I just want to highlight how much sacrifices you actually have to make in order to truly achieve financial independence. Now luckily, with the FIRE movement, there's different levels of FIRE, depending on how much you're willing to sacrifice and how long you're willing to wait to retire. So the first is Fat FIRE. This is essentially a person with a more traditional lifestyle who saves more than the average retirement investor. The second is Lean FIRE. Now this is a lot more kind of frugal and stringent approach where you're basically trying to live as minimalist as possible and as extreme as possible. This is a very restricted lifestyle. Then you've got Barista FIRE. This is where people will quit their traditional 9-to-5 job but still have some sort of side hustle or part-time work in order to cover some expenses. So out of those options, I think Barista FIRE is the most appealing one to me, and I think it's the most sustainable one over the long term, whereby you reach a level of financial independence where you're just working your side hustle or a part-time gig while also enjoying a reasonable amount of freedom that most other people in the working world won't get to experience. So, is financial independence something you're working towards in your life? Let me know your thoughts on FIRE as well. I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.